Graham, I know that you're an established trainer, but could you just share with me what is the philosophy that you have as a trainer?
Whenever I'm facilitating a workshop or running a training course, I always try to make sure that everyone's involved, no one feels excluded or left out. I always try to make sure that the environment is fun, comfortable, everyone feels comfortable, particularly if they're a group of people who didn't know each other beforehand, that everybody is comfortable with each other. Always try to address all the 3 different learning styles, and always try to make sure that there is, in fact, definitely ensure that there is an action plan at the end of the session.
You've done lots of training over the years, Graham. Can you share with me some of the things that the participants of your training programs have actually said about you and the way that you train?
Yeah, I found it quite surprising to begin with when people began to start telling me that they found me inspiring, that I inspired them to do different things. And I can remember when I was working for a company 2 or 3 years ago, one of the guys that was on the course I was doing went back to his manager and knocked on his manager's door the next morning and said he'd been inspired, that he wanted to become a manager himself. And this manager then rang me and said, I don't know what you've done to my member of staff, Graham, but you've inspired him and he now wants to be a manager. So I said, that's fantastic, I'm really pleased about that. What are you going to do to make that happen for him? Because that's the key thing as well, is to make sure that whatever passions and ideas that people come out of training sessions with, they're actually followed up. And another instance of a similar kind of thing was where I was on a bus 2 years ago, sitting next to a guy on a bus in Peterborough where I live, and I looked at him and he looked at me and we recognised each other. And he said to me, he said, you used to work for the company that I used to work for, didn't you? I said, yes. I said, I remember you too. He said, when I first went there, you did my induction training. I said, yes, I did. He said, I'd just like to tell you that you inspired me. So that was 2 occasions. Another company that I did some work for fairly recently, they said to me, do you know what, we've never had feedback sheets with this number of positive comments on before. You know, people are really happy, people are going away feeling valued, people are going away feeling they've really learned something. So that's what people say about me.
Do you think, Graham, that some of those things are because you make those training sessions to be fun? They're not just sitting there and you're just delivering, but you're actually engaging?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, a training session is not about somebody standing at the front of the room talking in front of a flip chart, as they used to call it, chalk and talk. It's not about that. In the 21st century, training is about collaboration, training is about facilitating learning, so that you often find that the people in the room that you're training will have the solutions to the problem that you're talking about within their own experience. And it's about getting people to share best practice and that kind of thing, getting people to open up. So it's often not the trainer that does all the talking. In fact, it shouldn't be. If I was delivering a session, I found myself doing all the talking, I would consider myself to be a bit of a failure, to be quite honest.
So it's all to do with interaction and making it fun.
Absolutely.